Hi, welcome to another video in the Davinci Resolve User Reference Manual Step-by-Step series. And today we're going to be learning about keyboard customization and remapping the keys to suit your needs, or even creating new shortcuts if that suits your needs.
I get a shortcut.
You got a shortcut, Steve? And what would that be?
Let's make a shortcut for pizza.
There's not a shortcut for pizza, Steve.
Well, why not? Everybody likes pizza.
We'll make a shortcut for pizza.
Pizza,
Now,
pizza,
why don't
pizza,
you go
pizza.
play, and I gotta kind of talk to some people.
I'll see you later.
Finish my video.
Pizza.
Well, let's boot up Davinci Resolve and get started. And here we are, freshly booted up into Davinci Resolve. We're in the Project Manager. From right here, if we want to get to the Keyboard Customizations panel, we can just hit the shortcut Control-Alt-K. Or, if you actually go into a project, you can do the shortcut again, Control-Alt-K. Or if you don't remember the shortcut, no matter which page you are in, you can go up to Davinci Resolve on the top left and Keyboard Customizations. First thing we want to look at is up here on the top right, under the Davinci Resolve arrow. You can choose one of these other popular nonlinear editors for the keyboard layout if you are familiar with those. So if you choose Final Cut Pro, the keyboard will be laid out like Final Cut Pro. So you'll be able to use pretty much all the same shortcuts. Now I learned how to do this with Davinci Resolve, so I just leave it at that. Now we can go over to the right and you can save your current layout as a new preset so that you can continue to have those shortcuts. You can export that preset if you're going to be working on another workstation. You can export it as a file, take it with you to the other workstation, and then open Davinci Resolve, open the keyboard customization panel, hit import preset, go find that file, and now you'll have your keyboard set up just the way that you had set it before. So we're not going to do any of that yet because we haven't changed anything. So down here on the bottom right, this is the active key. Now what this is if you go up in here to the keyboard layout and click on a key, F, it tells me that that is an application command called match frame. Now I can click on that, and over on the right it will bring me to that command, and it shows the field right here where F is set. You can click into that field and remap it. So if I clicked in there and typed on another key, it would change the shortcut to that key, and then I could hit save. But I don't want to do that. But that is how you would remap that. Let's say I wanted to use F on a shortcut that I was about to make, and I didn't want it to be on match frame because, you know, maybe I just never use that shortcut, or I have a better idea for a shortcut for that one. I would click in here, type the key that I wanted it to be, hit save, and then I could go make the F what I wanted to make. But what I want to do is I want to search for the add node label for when I'm in the color page and I add color nodes. You know, sometimes it gets to be about 5, 6, or 7 of them. I'll have my white balance, my normalization, my look, whatever I'm trying to do at the moment based on that clip. So I like to name my nodes. So like if I want to go back and readjust my white balance, I can quickly look at the nodes and say, okay, that's the one where I did the white balance. So I label my nodes. So I'm not exactly sure what the command's called. It's either add label or relabel, something like that. So I'm going to type in the label and make sure in this center section you're on all commands. And it shows me color nodes. Click the little arrow under nodes and it's label selected node. You notice there's no key set there. So now I have to find a key that's not mapped out to a command already. Now you can click on these and see what they are. You'll notice down here it shows you the command that it is. You can click Control-Shift-C and it tells you that's Show Keyframe Editor. You can hit Control-Shift-Alt-C. It shows you there that that's not mapped out. So that one's available. You could make that Control-Shift-C to another shortcut and you'd be okay. But what I have done is found that the Tab key, let me take these off, the Tab key has not been assigned. And I want to go ahead and make that the shortcut for this label selected node. So all I have to do is highlight the node, hit tab, and it'll let me rename it. I don't have to right click and then go up the menu to find the relabel node. So click in here, type tab. And now I want to go ahead and save this as a preset right away so that any further changes I make, all I have to do is hit save and it'll save it to that. So I go up here to my right, save as new preset. I'm going to type in SCA keys and say OK. And now I am under the preset SCA keys right there. So if I wanted to choose any more, one thing you can do is, instead of just searching for a specific shortcut, you can go to Show Unassigned, and we want to get rid of this label because that's limiting us. So these are all of the unassigned keyboard commands. You can scroll down through these and see if there's any of them that you tend to use a lot that you would like to assign a keystroke to. Or, like I said, while you're using the software, you can take notice of something that you're always using, that you're having to right click and then select from the menu, or you're having to go up here to the top and select one of these and go down. And eventually you might be just like, I tend to use that a lot and it doesn't have a shortcut, so let me search for that. And then search for it, find it, and click into the field and type your keystroke. Now let me show you what happens when you try to assign a keystroke that already has one. Let's go ahead and pick my label one again. Go under all commands. Oh, I'm under unassigned. I want to just show all because it's assigned now, so it wasn't going to show it. Now let's say I clicked in here and I typed Control C, which we all know is copy for practically everything. So Control C, you get this error down here. Well, not an error, but a message. It says Control C is already assigned to edit copy. Do you want to assign this keystroke? Now I recommend when this comes up, always click cancel. You really, unless you have a really good reason for doing this, I can't think of any reason that you'd want to assign the same keystroke to multiple commands. It just gives the opportunity for the software to get confused and crash. So this would be a situation where I would say cancel, and now I need to change out what this is. Well, let me go look up here and see if Control Shift C is a key. Well, it is. What about Control Alt Shift key? Nope. Or Control Alt Shift C. And no, that's not assigned. So I could go in here and pick Control Alt Shift C and it would let me do it. But that's not the one I actually want to make. I want to go back and set it as the Tab key. And then I'll hit save again so that it can be that. And it saved it to my SCA keys again because I had changed it. So that's pretty much it. Use the keyboard here to click on the keys, different combinations of them, even like the function keys. You see that's insert. Let me get rid of this search criteria here so we can see where these are. Go to insert and it shows me that it's insert here. F10, F11, 12. I'm not really sure why some of the other function keys don't show anything, because I know that F2 lets you rename the nodes in the Fusion page, so it seems like that would be shown here. So just play around with that. Maybe search for a command. When you get to the command, remember, let's search for copy, just to, not kippy, but copy. Go to all commands. Let's say I wanted to change this one. I would go into the field. I would retype the key, look to see if it tells me that it is already assigned. If so, cancel out, and then maybe come up here and play around till you find one that you want, and then reassign it. And that's for any command. You can search here and find it, but just remember when you search, try to have this on all commands over here, or else you may not find what you're looking for. And also make sure that this is under show all, assigned, unassigned, modified. If you are just looking for unassigned, you can see that for copy, there are copy head, copy tail. Let's see, under timecode options, copy timecode, automation, copy. So these all have no shortcuts assigned to them. And if you click on the command, you could click into here and reassign it by typing onto your keyboard what you wanted it to be, and then hit save. So I hope that helped everybody out. I recommend going through and checking out the key combinations to see what may or may not be used and what they are. Also, if you just don't know the shortcut for a command that you use all the time, go ahead and search for it here, and then it should come up. As long as you have it on show all, it should come up and you can go to it and see what the little shortcut here is, and you'll be able to use it. Thanks for watching. This one was short and sweet, but the next one's going to be a little longer. We're going to jump into project settings on the next video. So until then, live to learn and learn to live.